Hello, friends, and welcome to our pro-life reflections on the readings for the fourth Sunday of Lent in Year A. The Lenten season is marked by the urgent call to repent. It's a call to make a conscious and free choice to turn away from sin, which leads to death, and to embrace the gospel, which leads to life. It is, in fact, the full flowering of the call that Moses issued in Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, choose life. Today's gospel passage is that of the man born blind. Now, this passage forms a triduum along with those of the third and the fifth Sundays of Lent in Year A, emphasizing the baptismal themes of water, the woman at the well, light, the healing of the man born blind, and life, the raising of Lazarus. These powerful readings remind those preparing for baptism and the rest of us who are already baptized what this new life is all about. We see here the drama of the will to accept or reject the call of Christ. The man born blind receives his physical sight early in the story, but the rest of the drama traces the birth of his spiritual sight. At first, he calls Jesus a man. Then he calls him a prophet. And then he says he is from God. And finally, he calls him Lord. He comes to see who Jesus is. Why? Because he has a willingness to believe. Who is he, sir, that I may believe in him? This attitude of willingness stands in stark contrast to the stubbornness and bad will of the Pharisees. Though confronted with the same evidence of the physical healing, they try to explain away that evidence through their interrogation of the man and his parents, and then by portraying Jesus as a sinner. And finally, by literally throwing the evidence out the door by ejecting the healed man from their midst. This drama is repeated every day as our society struggles with the culture of death, which shows itself fundamentally in the ongoing tragedy of abortion. The evidence is the same for everyone to see, made clearer than ever by genetics and fetology, that abortion kills a living human being. Now, some receive that evidence and with a willing heart, they choose life. Others show the stubbornness of the Pharisees, and they cling to their own ideology. Now, for me, the most stark example of this was one day when I was with a group of pro-life people in front of an abortion facility. We were conducting a wake for an aborted baby. The baby, which was about the size of a hand, was visible in a small white casket. And some pro-abortion demonstrators who were there looked at the child. And when we challenged them, look at the evidence right before your eyes, this is a baby, you know what they said? That's your opinion. Not to know the child in the womb is not a sin, but the refusal to know is. Jesus declares to the Pharisees at the end of this drama in John's Gospel, if you were blind, there would be no sin in that. But we see, you say, and your sin remains. Repent and believe the good news. What good news? The good news, in the words of Evangelium Vitae, that life is always a good manifestation of God in the world, a sign of his presence, a trace of his glory. This Lent, let's choose life again. Friends, to find pro-life reflections on the readings for all the Sundays of the year, go to preachingonabortion.com. And there you can also order my book, Proclaiming the Message of Life.